All right, so here's a news video. This is one of the first ones, and I'm purposely doing one of the first ones because we all, well, if you live around here, we kind of know what happened. But basically, you'll see that the news report is an officer got shot. Officer got shot. They said he was, I don't know, stopped some man on somewhere in the neighborhood. Something happened, and the officer shot. Officer shot. They blocked all the streets, the whole area. If you live in the DMV off 295, it was mad traffic. They blocked everything, as if they were looking for, the shooter or the gunman or whatever. But come to find out, um, the officer shot himself. So just remember that. Well, he didn't do it on purpose. At least we don't have any evidence that he did it on purpose. But basically, the person who had the gun got away, but before he got away, he threw the gun in a water drain somewhere on the side of 295 highway. And apparently, while one of the police officers was reaching in the drain, and I guess pulling out the gun, he accidentally shot himself. And this guy, I want to say he's at least a 20-year veteran, but somehow, grabbing a gun, not securing or whatever, he got shot in the upper area, and he actually died. So this is not funny, but it's just like the bit of information they gave to the citizens. You would think that the officer got shot, somebody's running around here with a gun, and they're a little bit worried. But I mean, they knew off the break that there was no suspect or perpetrator there when he got shot. So they know that a citizen didn't shoot him. They knew this off the break. But still, they just put it out there. He got shot. Everybody going on the radio, hey, officer got shot, officer down. But you don't really think that he, accidentally shot himself. And so it took him a little while before they put out new, information about what happened. But the initial one, you would think that some type of perp had shot him. But RIP to the officer.
A D.C. police officer was shot this evening.
You're seeing here live pictures from Northeast D.C. This is near the scene on Kenilworth and Eastern Avenues. Now, we are expecting to hear from police any moment now with an update. But until we hear from police, we're still working to learn exactly what happened this evening and also the status of that police officer who was shot and injured. I'm Leon Harris.
I'm Sean Yancey. Thanks for joining us this evening. Here's what we know right now. The ATF is on the scene now assisting D.C. police with this investigation. We know at least one police officer was shot. Again, if we can show you here on the map, the scene is near Kenilworth and Eastern Avenues in Northeast. And we know the injured officer was flown to MedStar Hospital. In fact, that's where News 4's Jackie Benson begins our team coverage tonight. Jackie, what is it like right there? We know this has to be incredibly hard for D.C.'s force right now.
It is a very anxious scene, and one, unfortunately, I have seen many times over the years. This is the entrance to Washington Hospital Center's emergency room, basically. And we believe, and I have not confirmed this, we're trying to confirm that this officer was brought here by the D.C. Police Department's helicopter. Falcon is what it's called, after that shooting at 295, which obviously is, with rush hour traffic, I think from what we've heard from the radio transmissions, they did not want to waste 1 second trying to transport this officer by ground, and so he was
traffic
flown
was a
here
mess because they
to,
blocked everything
Washington,
all up
Hospital
in all
Center.
directions.
I can tell you we have seen D.C. police officials and officers arriving here. That is not unexpected and uncommon. I also can tell you, and this is, it is always very, very hard to see. The officer's family is also likely being rushed here from wherever they are, if they are here in the D.C. area. So quite anxious right now. We see people coming up. They're asking, when people arrive, the condition. And I think that all anybody's doing here right now is hoping and praying. Back to you.
Jackie, we know that you have, as you mentioned, covered many situations that are similar to this one. we know that police are gathering right now, and as you mentioned, they are very, very anxious. We've learned now that the ATF is joining this investigation, and just based on your history and your knowledge, we're still waiting to get more information. What might this tell you about this particular shooting situation?
Oh, that's quite common. DC Police and the local office of the ATF enjoy a very, very close relationship. It is absolutely not unusual for them to call upon the ATF for any type of expertise they would need, and the ATF always answers and sends people very, very quickly.
Well, Jackie, we're now looking at.
All right, but anyway, they just gonna keep going on about what little that they have. But like I said, if you live in the area and you was out there, I was actually out in this mess, okay? Because I was trying to go down and shoot some more video on the scooter side. But I sat in that traffic for like 40 minutes. Then I got there. They made us turn around and get into a. Let's hear what he had to say though.
Talking about a very tragic incident that occurred. At approximately 5:40 this evening, members of our Violent Crime Suppression Division were here in the 4500 block of Coral Street, where they observed a suspicious vehicle stop and an individual exit that vehicle. As officers went to contact and investigate that individual, he then ran from the area and jumped on 295 southbound, the roadway, where officers observed him place a firearm inside of the storm drain. Officers attempted to stop and further investigate that individual who placed that firearm in the storm drain, but unfortunately he was able to flee the area on the back of a motorcycle. We are attempting to locate that suspect. He is described as a black male with long dreads, wearing a white shirt and light-colored blue shorts that was seen fleeing from the area. A short time later, additional officers from our Violent Crime Suppression Division were here in the area attempting to recover that firearm from the storm drain on 295. One of our officers, a crime scene search officer, to recover that evidence. During the process of recovering the firearm from the drain, the firearm went off, striking that officer. The other officers that were here on the scene with him immediately began to render first aid. The officer was transported by helicopter from the scene here to a local hospital where he's currently receiving treatment at this time. As I said, this is a very tragic circumstance.
Okay, well, this guy did tell a story. I guess the news people didn't know it at first, but he told a story. So, like I said, and it's interesting because they pulled somebody over. The guy ran, and if you're familiar with this area, Kenilworth Avenue runs parallel to 295. It's a highway, okay, highway where cars going like 50, 60 miles an hour. But he jumped over the rail and got into 295. And he went across one lane. So there was, across one lane where people doing 50, 60 and got into another lane. And somehow on the other side, there was a motorcycle right there waiting for him. And he hopped on the motorcycle and he rode out. So then they turned around and went to the storm drain where he had dropped the gun. And like he said, that's where a team of people, and all they doing is just pulling a gun out of a drain. I don't know if he reached his hand in there and he grabbed the trigger or something, or he pulled it out and then he was trying to unchamber it and stuff, and then he shot himself or whatever. But anyway, it had nothing to do with the suspect. The suspect was long gone. But I mean, at the end of the day, sadly, it comes down to poor police tactic. Because if there's a gun in the drain, you should know how to safely get it out without shooting yourself. So not really trying to go on the cop, but like I said, I mean, maybe two people should have got it. Maybe they should have got a robot down there, or get a little stick or rope, and instead of somebody physically touching it, maybe. But I'm pretty sure all those people, like I said, if you saw how many cops are out there, it was like this happened in D.C. They had cops from Maryland out there, PG County. And all these other small departments that don't do anything, like Brentwood, I think Cuda City was out there. All these Maryland cops in D.C. just doing nothing, getting paid. But anyway, all those people, all those heads, they couldn't really figure out a safe way to just reach something in there. Just like one of those little trash picker that's on a stick. You're reaching in there, I don't know, pull it out, or put it in a bucket or a box, somewhere it won't go off and shoot somebody. But apparently, for him to get shot, I guess he reached down there and grabbed it. And like I said, somebody had to touch that trigger. And then the gun went off and then shot himself. But the police officer has died at this press conference. He was still living. So it is a sad story. It's something that I would hope the officers could learn from the next time they gotta, gather up a weapon. Because it could be anybody's gun, and somebody's gun could be faulty. They don't know. That's why I'm saying, like, maybe pick it up, drop it in like a little secure gun box. You know what I'm saying? That way, if it go off, it shoots inside the box. Just something safe to get the gun without having an officer shoot themselves. But rest in peace, because he did perish. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe.